Welcome to another episode of JeepTorque.com. Today we're going to talk about the PowerMaster Alternator 250 amp, which I installed a couple of months ago. Took advantage while I was redoing all the wiring with the Big 7 from the JeepCables.com folks. So big shout out to them. Great product. Catch one of my latest episodes on that whole install and post installation. So with the PowerMaster Alternator 250, I went ahead and replaced the stock one that I had. I have a lot of auxiliary lights going on. I have a powerful winch up front. I have bigger speakers that I installed. I have a few other things that I have going on too. I have an iPad, and, a bunch of peripherals and all these different USB-Cs that I adapted in the Jeep as well to charge everyone else's devices while they're in the Jeep. So all those things take power, and you need a decent amount of juice coming from the alternator and not just your battery. So it's a great product so far. This is made in the USA. Came packaged very well. Again, they're called PowerMaster. I'm sure you've seen this out there before. Yeah, my camera's going a little bit crazy, but that's it right there. It came very well packaged in styrofoam. Just in case, whoever's delivering it, how they like to just throw things around. It was in perfect shape. There was no damage to it. So thumbs up on my delivery driver for that one. So again, I decided to go with this because it had great reviews, and I'm a big fan of things made in the USA. The outside coating on this has a really good anti-rust coating. Really love that, and it looks good in the engine bay. The only caveat to this is when you install something like this, going from the stock to an aftermarket, you're going to have your regular power here that you could just pull off your stock one. You're going to connect it right here. And then you have your wiring, your sensor cable that goes back to give information and let your Jeep know what's going on. So that'll plug directly right into this little spot here. But then you have this new ground area. So when you're installing one of these, you are going to have to create a new ground cable. So in my case, when I did the Big 7, I went with a 2 gauge, and you want to stick with the same exact gauge that you have with your wires today in your Jeep. So in my case, I went with a 2 gauge, which I ordered off of Amazon. This is the particular one that I did order. It came with an extra power one. I was fine with that. You could always use these things later on. So I obviously used the ground one and then went ahead and made my own crimping for it. So that was what I did. And I have a special crimping tool and got that down, and then I shrink wrapped around those ends. So I went ahead and got that installed there, and then routed the other end down to the engine block. I found a few areas where I could put a new bolt in that was open, that was free. There's always something on the engine block where you could put another bolt in there. So I used the short bolt, connected that ground up, and we were up and running. So it's been a couple of months, and my battery stays perfectly charged. I'm always running at around 14.0, 14.1. It does get down to 13.8 when I have things running, lights, things of that nature, but still that's perfect. That's where you want to be. So definitely a great product. This is the price that it's going for right now, which is about your average price out there. The one issue that I have a throttle body that you typically use on a 392. This is actually where I ordered mine for my 3.6 that's in my Jeep. I ordered this 80 millimeter throttle body. It's for a Hemi. They have this kit that you could outfit your 3.6 with it. So I went ahead and did that, but obviously it's a little bit oversized, bigger than your stock one, and there's a little plastic piece here where you connect your connector into. It's hard to see here on this image, but I had to trim that down, and I just used like a little filer and just filed that plastic down until I was able to get it to squeeze alongside here of the alternator, because this alternator is a bit bigger than your stock one. So that was one of the modifications I had to do. No big deal. So I went ahead and did that and got it installed. and it's been working great. So it's definitely something I highly recommend. I've installed a few of these already. I have customers that'll come to me and say, hey, I want to put these lights, I want to do this, I want to put a refrigerator in the back. I'm like, all right, you should definitely upgrade your alternator and upgrade your battery. And then for sure later on, do your wiring as well. So again, great product. I highly recommend it. And use extremeterrain.com. That's my favorite site for everything. They're great folks, and if you ever have any issues with any deliveries, they'll replace things immediately, no questions asked. So, all right, catch me on the next one. Thank you.